Absolutely live.
What's up, gang?
Well, I think it says we're offline. I don't know.
Oh, well,
I don't know how this works. I've only been streaming for like 6 months, but I don't know what I'm doing apparently.
yeah.
What is going on?
Here, let me pull it up. I'll see if I'm. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Mature audiences. Okay. Yep, we're live.
We're live. Okay, good.
We're
good
live. All right.
Okay. Yes, well put together.
First one, so you know.
Yeah. First. There we go. I can see my beautiful face. Okay. Sweet. All right. There's that and that. What do you think? You want to go ahead and roll the intro?
Let's do it.
All right. There's buttons here, and here we go. That was that.
All right.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about the Warframe DevStream Friday. Was it Friday? Yeah, every Friday.
Yeah. Yeah, Friday. So let's go with this. I'm Punkshoo with Battle Axe Theater. This is Def with Battle Axe Theater.
Yo.
I guess we should say we are Battle Axe Theater. We're going to talk a little bit about the DevStream, the Warframe DevStream that took place on Friday. Should have been Friday evening, but they fucking threw that shit off at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But hey,
yeah,
it was what it was. Hoping to touch a little bit on Battle of Azeroth, just dropped this week, and talk a little bit about our YouTube channel. So
100 subs.
100 subs.
Yep.
Gave it away already.
Oh, my bad. I'm excited, dude.
Me too. So, do you have anything before we roll right into the DevStream review?
No, I'm actually pretty excited to get into that because I caught bits and pieces of it at work. So, what I did see, I'm liking. But other than that, I mean, I'm gonna be dropping some EQ videos soon. That's the only thing on my plate is a guide to getting to level 10 pretty quick and some macros per request of our channel. So
I'm looking forward to the macro one. I'd like to see how that turns out. And I think it's good that you have decided to make a couple more videos to kind of, throw out to our people that have been supporting us through our YouTube content as far as like the EverQuest and stuff is concerned, since we haven't really gotten a following just yet with Warframe and newer content yet.
Well, with EverQuest Reborn coming out, I'm kind of stoked. So I think a lot of people are going to be going back and trying that out for the people that were into Project 99. It's basically going to be like old school EQ. I'm not sure what the cap is or what expansion it is, but it's going to have some perks with faster loading. How long it lasts, I'm not sure because it looks like it's a fan base still. But
right.
I don't know. I'm kind of pumped about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely check it out with you just to see what it's all about, especially if there's some sort of like graphics buff of some sort, because I mean, that game is really what's killing it, man.
Yeah, they did show some of the graphic improvements, but I didn't see much, like nothing to like get excited about. But still, the faster loading is what I'm excited about. So, yeah.
Oh, like not just the getting into the loader, but like zones too.
Oh yeah,
okay. Yeah. Because dude, that was days and days. And if you're interested in checking out those videos, we'll put a link in the description in the YouTube video. You can also check us out if you're watching live on youtube.com/BattleAxe Theater. And check out the video that you see right now. This is our 19th year tribute video for EverQuest. Pretty decent EverQuest content there. Some stuff to get you started if you're just getting into it. Def is a old as dirt veteran, as we were told the other day.
God, dude.
So it's definitely coming from a good source. So moving on to DevStream stuff.
Yeah, man. Let's hear it. I'm excited.
All right, so there was it was kind of like your general dev stream. I mean, if anybody's seen the dev streams before, a lot of stuff's just kind of talked about, hinted at. Steve and some of the other developers just can't wait to introduce stuff, and Rebecca's always like, no, stop, you can't do that. So,
Rebecca.
So there were some things that I'm really excited about. I'm just going to kind of skip around a little bit. The thing that I'm most excited about are Warframes. Did you happen to see the part where they've talked about new Warframes coming out?
Is it the claw person?
That's Garuda, yeah. So she's going to be coming out soon, but the first one that comes out is Revenant. He's kind of like a tanky lifestealy type of Warframe. So that's going to be really cool. He's got he's got some tanky mechanics, but he also it's kind of like an Inaros where you like rely on getting health from your enemies, and so you've got a defensive ability, and then he's got this really cool attack where he charges through a group of enemies and sucks life force out of them to heal himself and give himself overshields.
Dude, I always love lifesteal mechanics, so I'm definitely pumped about that. When is that dropping?
That's supposed to actually drop this week. They said they wanted to ship it this week, but if it doesn't ship this week, probably the week after this one.
How are you gonna have to farm him? Relics or Quest?
They hinted that it was Cetus related, that you're going to have to do something from one of the vendors there, and that it wasn't going to be super questy. That it was just going to be a small thing, so not like this huge in-depth quest. So the next one was Garuda, which looks kind of like almost like they didn't really show anything. All they've got is concept art so far. So they've got that, and she kind of looks like a Valkyr almost, but I'm not really sure what the systems are going to be like. They haven't really alluded to what she's going to do, but she does look cool as shit. Did you see the art of that?
That's the lady with the claws?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big old, like, she reminds me of the chick Wolverine back in the day. I don't know if you know. I can't think of her name right now, but that's pretty cool.
Let's see if I can. This is the one thing that fucking sucks.
Am I going to be able to see it? I guess I could pull up your stream and mute.
I don't know how to do this.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Browser. I don't know if this is going to look any good or not. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's all wrong, guys.
Well,
I will figure it out for the next go round so I can put it up. But if you search Garuda Warframe, there is a Warframe concept art that is up, and it's pretty sick. And it's the one it's like the third one in a search, and it's all colored, and then there's like the sketch work of it first. So I mean, it's looking pretty badass.
Yeah.
Then after that, they had mentioned that there was going to be, and this is all shit that they want to drop before the beginning of the year.
Okay.
So they've got those two Warframes. Oh shit. So that first one, the Revenant, then Garuda, and then it was hinted at there's a Warframe called Wisp that's going to be coming out. I'm sorry, my phone's over here dinging, so turning it down.
Yeah, I had to check mine. I'm like, was that mine? Didn't I see some new skins?
Yeah. So are you talking about some of the new skins that are coming out for existing Warframes?
Yeah, it was some kind of deluxe. I can't remember what frame it was.
Neza is getting a deluxe skin. and I want to show it again. I really wish I had these elements available because we could just transition to them. But
Yeah,
the Neza Deluxe skin looks pretty cool. I don't know if you want to
I did
Google
see
that.
that. Mm-hmm.
But it looks really good. And it also brought up the fact that Rebecca went into some numbers. I didn't really grab the graphs or anything like that. I was going to, but I didn't. She went into some hardcore numbers after announcing this skin, and it's really interesting looking. It's very Asian inspired, like samurai.
Yes, I love that.
It's really cool looking. But she brought those numbers up. Not a lot of people are playing Neza. A question was asked about doing a Neza rework, and apparently they're doing analysis right now, trying to figure out exactly what they should do because nobody's playing this Warframe, and they want to figure out how they're going to make it where people play it.
Okay, so they showed graphs of who's playing what Warframes.
Yeah, so the graphs kind of split into different categories, like the average at Mastery Rank 5, the average at Mastery Rank 10, and then the average frames at Mastery Rank 25. And obviously that those different brackets, different frames are have different potencies. So there wasn't really a huge consistency minus Excalibur. Excalibur and Rhino were up there, and for the most part in all three tiers. Excalibur obviously being one of the starting frames was up there in all three.
I have a question.
Go for it.
How is Wukong?
Toward the bottom.
Okay, that's okay.
And here's the worst part. This is the part that cracked me up, and I've said something about it in stream. Korra, brand new Warframe that everybody should be playing.
Mm-hmm.
In the Mastery Tier 25, like third from the bottom.
Really?
Yeah. Brand new Warframe that they put all that effort into, and all the way down at the bottom.
Wow. That sucks. I still haven't got Korra.
She doesn't exist.
Yeah, I don't believe that frame exists. I'm tired of farming her at this point.
So why don't we take a moment, since we don't have our Warframe content up, why don't you or we talk about some of the frames that we like to play? You want to start off with that?
Man, Volt is the best. No questions asked. I can't get used to not having that run speed. Yeah. That speed, and the fact that you can build up your damage and you're always running that fast. And I don't know. I love it. The shields for that extra crit. You get in a bind. The giant freaking energy pool is my favorite thing. Like it's really hard to drain my energy on Volt.
Yeah, I know when we do things together, you just go for days and days.
Yeah. I recently got Ash Prime when they had TennoCon, and damn, I really like Ash. It's fun.
Yeah, you have been playing him a lot lately, and I'm glad you finally found another frame, because I remember you were on Mesa for the longest time,
Yeah.
and then seemed like you're getting kind of bored, and then you found Volt, and then you were just all about Volt. But
Hell
then
yeah.
I personally think like the game in and of itself is about having that dynamic of all the different Warframes, being able to get bored playing something, but playing something else that you've built that kind of offers that same dynamic, but isn't the same Warframe, so that way it's kind of a change of scenery, but you still get to fill that role.
Yeah.
So my Warframes, or you got more?
No, Necros is fun. I mean, it's a good loot farm.
Yeah.
And actually I really kind of like Gara. I recently got her. And I don't know, something about her. She's really fun to play.
So are you not able to put your finger on something specifically about her that you like?
No. I just like the whole glass theme and the shield. And I guess what it is I was doing an onslaught, and we had a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just awesome, with all the enemies just building up around that glass wall, and we're just mowing them down. I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I've seen her be super effective. I've tried her out, and I don't know. I've never been really into any of those defensive frames. I do feel like for certain mission types they are necessary, but for me personally, it's just not my playstyle because a lot of times it's put up some sort of defensive barrier and kind of defend that barrier and use CC mechanics and things like that while your teammates kill things. And I like to be the guy that kills things.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite Warframes, and this was actually pretty surprising too, is Nova. I play it a lot, and it's my favorite Warframe, and it's not on that list of higher end mastery ranks. It's not actually very popular. I mean, I won't say it wasn't not popular, but it wasn't popular. It was kind of somewhere in mid range, and I expected more because I almost feel like Nova, Necros, Trinity is a big one. Frames like that they're in high demand. People want them all the time. But apparently there's enough single player game going on where people aren't playing in groups and they don't want that extensive group play that those other frames are getting a lot of play.
That is interesting. What's your second favorite?
So that's a tough one. I mean, Saren's a great utility frame for leveling. That's for sure. I was
about to say Saren.
I want to say that I enjoy the damage output, and she's very active, and there's a lot of movement that goes into that. But the joke that was dropped last night when we were doing some shit together is how boring it is, and even though it's less boring than playing Equinox was, where you just stand there, accumulate damage, drop it, and kill everybody, and then do it all over again. You have to move around a little bit and keep your spores up. But it is, I do feel it lacks something engaging.
Yeah. I was doing an onslaught today to unlock a ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
And the ribbon was get 80 headshots in a day, which I figure quick onslaught, I could do it in one mission. And man, every time I would aim, the freaking Saren would have it dead.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's effective. Or it's a she, right?
She is, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And apparently Neza's a dude. This whole time Neza's been a dude. I didn't know Neza was a dude.
Well, let's not judge their gender.
Okay.
It's 2018. We need to be careful. We're on the internet.
But I mean, realistically, they have no gender, right? Because they're just infested Orkin frames. I mean, so yeah.
That's true.
I never did understand that whole thing, like the Equinox thing, because it's got a dude side and a chick side. And at first, the original developer of Equinox said it was a dude frame, but over the years through the forum, it has become a female frame, and it just kind of blows my mind because it's neither and both at the same time. So what's that?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's a weird. It was a thing that I think Reeve and I were having a big debate on that because he was like, it's a she, and I was like, it's a he, and then we were like, it's both, and then we hit the old Google box and found some information on it. The one thing, the Fortuna thing. So wanted to mention this. Garuda had talked about Garuda is coming out with Fortuna. That's the frame that is supposed to drop with Fortuna. Those of you who don't know what Fortuna is, that is the new open world map that's coming for Venus and Warframe. Should be dropping sometime in early winter, late fall. I don't speak for the developers, but that's typically when they drop their large updates.
Oh.
So did we talk about Vent Kids yet?
Who?
Vent Kids. We didn't talk about Vent Kids. So the Vent Kids, it's a new standing that's going to be inside of Fortuna. So you're going to have other standings there. Your main standing that's going to affect your merchants and things a lot like Cetus. But there's going to be a very specific thing called Vent Kids, and these are basically kids that grow up in the vents of Fortuna, and you get rep with them by, of all things, using your K drive to do tricks.
Oh, I did see them doing a couple of tricks. They were trying to grind on the rails.
she was trying hard.
Yeah.
So in the TennoCon thing, we saw her and Meg doing, or Danielle, whoever it was, playing the other character, doing like spins and shit, right? So what are some of the things that you saw in the video they were doing?
On the DevStream?
Yeah.
Just that. Like I said, I was at work. I was catching bits and pieces, and I think she was trying to grind on a tree.
She was. So she
sounded bad. But yeah.
God damn it.
That's what that's what it was. So
damn it, Rebecca. Stop that.
I mean, no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, bro. It just that was weird. It rolled into the part of the video and the 19 years of memories where it was like a close-up of you wearing a different red shirt. And I was like, I think OBS just bugged because it's capturing you twice. But anyway, regardless.
I'm finally logged in on Mixer. I was trying to pull up your stream.
Oh, okay.
There we go. I'm here. Okay.
So we should probably let people know right now we're doing a test stream on Mixer because it's what I've had set up in OBS where I've been streaming. We're looking at multiple platforms. So if you're watching this on YouTube or watching the VOD of this on Mixer, on my Punkshoo Mixer, please let us know where you'd like to see this. We're thinking about Twitch, Mixer, or YouTube. I'd like to have one platform because there comes an issue when you try to stream multiple platforms, not just from a technical standpoint, but in terms of service standpoint as well. So if we get to a point where we become partners or something like that, we're going to be pretty much stuck on that network as our outlet. So if you have a particular place you'd like to see us stream, let us know in the comments, and we'll try to take that into account, and we'll take that into account when we're streaming in the future, which should be, we're thinking weekly, right?
Yeah, I think every Sunday night. Sunday fun day.
Yeah, Sunday fun day.
Yep.
The end of a long week and the beginning of a new long week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we were talking about Vent Kids. So you're going to be able to use your K drive not only in Fortuna, but you're also going to be able to use it over in the Plains of Eidolon.
Oh.
Yeah. So the tricks that they've added so far are grinding, grabbing the board when you're up in the air, spinning, and he said there were like a bunch more tricks that they were going to be adding. And
I did see something about an opener, a combat opener, so you can kind of,
Yeah, he mentioned that.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Yeah, and that Guild Wars, right? Doesn't it remind you of Guild Wars 2? Our mounts?
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I'm kind of hoping for, something where we can dive bomb in and just...
That's going to be cool.
Yeah.
And then I did recall hearing something about you're going to be able to level up your K drive and like progress certain aspects of it, like speed and stuff. Or am I tripping?
No, I think they had touched something on some along the lines of something like that. It was really convoluted what they were talking about, but what they did mention was that the Vent Kids you would gain rep through them, and you can get cosmetics for your K drive, and the K drive is composed of several parts. It's composed of the board, the engine, and the turbine module. So those three pieces combined, and I imagine with everything else in this game being customizable, I'm sure that those are going to have different customizations, probably some sort of speed versus handling versus airtime, etc.
Yeah.
But all the cosmetics are going to come from the Vent Kids. So all rep that you get through doing tricks and things throughout the day on both Plains of Eidolon and on Fortuna, you're going to be able to apply that to whatever cosmetics are offered through the Vent Kids. And hopefully we'll see more about that in the next dev stream.
Did they give any hint of when Fortuna is dropping?
No.
Man, no. I mean, we have this year. It's already almost September. I mean...
So if we're looking at it from a standpoint of when they normally drop these expansions, we're talking like the end of October is when it's speculated. But we've speculated about shit in the past with World of Warcraft, which is something we'll also talk about here soon. But
okay.
With World of Warcraft, it was a November launch, maybe a December launch if it got pushed back, or an October launch, but it was always that same time of year, and it's well, go ahead.
Plains was launched in the spring, right, of last year.
That's what I thought, but
yeah,
and we can confirm this real quick too. I thought I had Googled it one time, and it had actually dropped. at the end of the year in the winter time. So just checking here for the release date. Yeah, it actually dropped on November 14th of 2017.
Wow.
Okay, so those were the console release dates. So that's likely. I mean, it's always what, 1 or 2 weeks after the PC release date before the console releases happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, yeah, like at the end of October, early November, if it stays consistent. But look at World of Warcraft did. Wow, August. I've never seen an August release that I'm aware of. I think BC may have come out in August, but I can't remember.
Legion came out in August, right?
Did it? See, I was late to Legion, man. I was.
I believe it did because I remember it was around about my birthday.
So here's the question. Let's move on from Warframe for a second and let's talk about WoW. So
oh god,
WoW always drops a release right around a time that another game is about to publish, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what game came out recently?
Did ESO have an expansion?
Oh yes, Somerset.
I don't know when that dropped, but
that was just last week, I believe.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. That might be, but surely ESO is not like a game that's like heavy competition to WoW right now.
I believe it is.
Okay.
I believe it is. It's like one of the top 5 MMOs right now. Man, before we go into this, I'm just going to let you know I know nothing about the new expansion.
And I'm right there with you. I know the preview stuff that I have seen. I haven't played the new expansion. I didn't order the new expansion. And I have not had any desire to play anything that deals with the expansion. And that's what the conversation I'd like to have today is about. And this is, for those of you watching, this is completely off the cuff. I have nothing prepared. I have nothing to talk about. This is out of sheer ignorance. Hate me if you will. Love me if you will. Let me know in the comments why we should play or at least try Battle for Azeroth. Or let me know why you're not playing Battle for Azeroth and why you're like me, not going to give Blizzard any more of your money. So
yeah, because WoW is the only current MMO that is still like a paid sub base. You know what I mean? You spend $60 or whatever it might be, and then you got to pay for your sub. Versus all these modern day, more updated MMOs where there may be certain pay to win elements to it, but you can pay at your own pace. You know what I mean?
Right. I think the good ones like ESO have drifted away from that platform, and Guild Wars is you buy it and you play for free, and then you have the boxes. It's a lot of it's cosmetic. Most of it is not buy this shit and you're going to automatically be a god. It's not that pay to win scheme like it used to be in early microtransaction type games. Yeah, I think honestly, I'm not playing a whole lot of games right now, but I mean, Rift went free to play. You've got Guild Wars 2 that's free to play. You've got ESO that's free to play. There is some stuff that really dampers the play, but when you spend your $15 for your monthly subscription on ESO, you're getting a lot for it, I think.
Oh yeah.
Black Desert free to play. You spend your $15 a month, same thing.
If WoW did that, where you got some kind of in-game currency to go to cosmetics and mounts and whatnot, I mean, that would kind of pique my attention a little bit. But what I'm not wanting to do is go back, because I did hear from Reeve that they completely redid Warlocks again. And that's one thing I'm sick of, because even if I was to sub today, relearn my rotation on my Warlock, then there's going to be another patch that comes out and they're going to change it again. And it's like, what the hell? You know, I'm fucking tired of having to relearn my class over and over and over.
Right. And I feel like the Warlock is the redheaded stepchild, dude.
Oh, man. You know, if it's fixed, if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean?
But you got complainers, man. You know, it's too easy, or it's too much like this class, or it's got these abilities, and it's too overpowered in PvP.
Yeah.
So if it's too overpowered in PvP, let's make some PvE element changes. I never did understand that about WoW, and that is one of the reasons why I'm not going to go back and play it. Every time that there's something that goes on in PvP, and sue me for this, I'm not a PvPer. I suck at PvP. It makes me anxious, which makes me play even worse, which makes me more anxious, and then angry, and then sad. So I don't PvP. So anyway, I play PvE. I like to raid. And when I have a raid mechanic that works really well and it gets changed because of a PvP piece of content, that shit pisses me off and makes me livid.
Dude, that's what I miss about WoW. That's the only thing I miss is the PvP.
I mean, I will say some of the PvP elements were fun. I always just played a healer, though, and got my face owned.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. I loved it, especially arenas. I mean, I didn't play like, would you call it ranked?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I played a lot of skirmishes back in Legion, but
okay.
I was heavy into it during Mist of Pandaria. Oh my god, it was so fun.
I got a funny story about arenas. So you know how back in Wrath of the Lich King, I was in one of the top tier guilds. So I mean, we had Unlimited, right? That was our guild, but I was also raiding with Infusion, which was one of the top tier guilds over on Shadow Council. Well, we had a PvP group there as well, and there were a couple guys that were ranked pretty high. They were doing really well, and they didn't feel like participating in the new season. So what they wanted to do was help carry some of the other members of the guild. And all you had to do is basically get some basic PvP gear and hang out, and they would basically carry you.
You the best. You the best.
Hey.
You the best.
Ace. We got Ace up Mark. Ace Soup Mark. Aces up Mark. There we go. That's probably how you say it. Thanks for that follow. We really appreciate it. Welcome to Battle Axe Theater and this show. What is this show? This is Battle Axe Live on Punkshoo's channel.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the thing that was so messed up about this is I went in and I've all these years, like we've known each other for almost 10 years. I've told you how bad I'm at PvP, right?
Yeah.
So I get into the arenas and I'm failing so bad. I can't stay alive. I can't follow instructions. I can't do anything. And then all of a sudden they're like, dude, you're so bad we can't even carry you.
Oh my god.
And I was on a red pally, dude. All I had to do was like basic CCs and just try to keep people from getting killed while they were doing their stuff, and I failed at it.
Oh man.
It was bad.
It does take practice though. Learning the counters, watching what they're gonna cast and all that.
Yeah.
Knowing what target to take out first, all that. Anyway, go ahead.
So what is keeping you from getting Battle for Azeroth?
Oh, I just don't want to give Blizzard my money because I'm afraid it'll be I buy the game, I sub, I play for about 3 or 4 months, and then I'm just kind of meh.
Yeah.
I just lose interest too much, and it's just not rating and stuff isn't the same for me anymore. It's just not. I don't know. Our guild is really family based, like help a brother out till they get everything down, and it's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
Just so many people, all they care about is rush, get to the top, big dick deeps. And I'm just not about that,
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, and that's it for me too. Like, I mean, we've been on Shadow Council playing together again for nearly 10 years, right? And
I just want to interrupt real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
I'm not talking about not shutting anybody down or, talking about any specific people or anything like that. I'm just saying just the whole core games community is like that now.
Right.
I just want to verify that. So
thanks for clearing that up. Yeah. So that we're not salty. We're not, trying to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. It's just the game as a whole. I think, all right, so this is what I think sums it up. I remember standing in the middle of Shatrath back in Burning Crusade, rocking full T6. I'm sitting there, lightning and stuff coming off my armor. And dude walks up to me and Another dude walks up to me, and then a bunch of people walk up to me. I'm AFK for like an hour. Come back, and I've got at least 6 tells. Hey, man, that's some super awesome armor you've got there. You're obviously a raider. You're so awesome. And then you look at it now, and it's like that mentality is gone. There's no respect for the, I won't say the elite community, but the people that put in the time and the effort to raid. They've made it so that it's not only for everybody, but now everybody thinks they know everything about World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And then you see it devolve into a big dick contest, and it's no longer fun about going in and doing a lot of damage. It's about, well, whose damage is better than who, and trying to get the praise from the raid leader because your damage is better, regardless of whether or not you're actually performing the raid mechanics the way they need to be performed for optimization.
Yeah. I mean, it's been around so long that it's just kind of lost its, I don't know, but you saying that, I guess that's why I kind of jump back to EQ every once in a while, because I grew up playing it.
Right.
And it's that same kind of thing where you go to sleep for the night and you leave your character standing in plane of knowledge because you got these badass shoulders, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, where'd you get that? Or
yeah, I think looking for raid really changed the dynamic for me. For me, in MOP, I did one raid. I did. The video is playing with the owl from the 19 Years of Memories. Do you remember the owl noise?
Yeah.
Sorry. Aces, check us out on YouTube. It's youtube.com/BattleAxe Theater. We've just hit 100 subs, sub hype. But yeah, so we hit 100 subs there. That's one of the reasons why we're kicking off our Battle Axe Theater live. We're going to call it something else eventually at some point, and this is definitely a test run on my Punkshoo channel. I think it could be a rub. Why not? Rubs are nice.
People want to rub while they watch. I mean, I'm sorry.
Where the fuck was I going with this? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, back on topic. So there's nothing. It's really just that I have to pay $60 or $50, whatever it is. I have to pay $15 a month. Now you're not playing it because you want to. You're playing it because you feel like you're obligated to, because you're spending your money, right? Is that where you're coming from?
Pretty much. I mean, if they came out with like what most MMOs do now, oh hell yeah, I'd be all over it, you know?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know why they don't. They not like they're hurting for money or anything, you know.
Well, you know, we talked about this once before. I think they're comfortable, and that's the problem. Is they're no longer like this whole Fortuna venture that's coming with Warframe. There's no longer that urge to do anything new because they're comfortable, because they've been making games for so many years. They're doing what works and pays the bills, and what keeps like the people coming back that just play, and they're okay with that mediocrity. Like this newest expansion, I won't buy it just because why do I want rehashed content? I get it. It's like your old, this band, like it's like when Korn drops a new album that has their old sound and you're like, oh hell yeah, dude, they finally took it back to like 1998 and it has that quality sound again. It doesn't sound all weird. And I get that with Battle for Azeroth. It's the Horde versus the Alliance. It's the core of what it is. But even from a lore standpoint, there's so much more than Horde versus Alliance, because there should have never been a Horde versus Alliance. It was Alliance versus Alliance before it was Horde versus Alliance. It's always been Warcraft, and it's just nothing new to me. It's boring. Just because you shoved in 3 new races or 3 new faction type races on the Alliance and on the Horde, it doesn't make it a new game. It doesn't make the content any better. And again, this is coming from a place of ignorance, guys. I haven't played the new content. I haven't played the new races. It just has no appeal to me. If you think there is anything different, that you have a difference of opinion that you think will change my mind, feel free to talk about it in chat. Feel free to let us know in the YouTube comments once this is live. I would love to hear from you, because part of me, and I think part of you as well, Def, wants to go back and play WoW, but at the same time, I mean, there needs to be an offering there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would love to be on my Warlock, you know, owning, but it's going to be different. I'm going to have to relearn it. And that's like that's why I went Warrior for the longest time, you know?
Yeah.
And even on the Warrior, they change up everything.
I think it's really like that. I think you have a certain number of classes that remain consistent from expansion to expansion to expansion, but then the others there's always a dynamic that's changing. Look at rogues in this last expansion or the previous before Legion, Warlords of Draenor, when they got rid of the one spec, which I can't remember what it was, and replaced it with Duelist or whatever. Like they just completely the dual swords spec of rogue.
Not subtlety, but assassin.
Well, assassin and the other are there. There was a name for it, and you used to.
It was combat.
Yes, it was combat, and changed.
Now it's like a pirate deal. You get a little pistol, and yeah.
Yeah, and that whole thing is weird for me. It really is. It's really weird, and all the changes, like how Reeve and I got to know each other. Back in what expansion was it? Cataclysm, playing Warlock. Yeah. And that's how we got to know each other. And I was really loving Demonology Warlock. I mean, it was awesome to have your Fel Reaver out there spinning around in circles while you're AoEing the shit out of everything. And that was your role. Like, you didn't do a lot single target DPS, but when it came to cleaning up trash and making that raid run shorter, you were super effective, especially during those pieces of combat that required lots of AoE. And then to completely have that revamped the next expansion to where it's Garbo. I just no. Yeah,
and that's what they do. And Legion, for example, LA Shamans, bottom of the charts on DPS, and then they patch after patch they would fix them. Same thing with the Affliction, and Affliction went from the bottom of the charts to like holy shitballs. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I wish they would just. I don't know if there's not a way for them to like balance this out before they push out the final product, but I wish they would.
Or how about when that happens? So you've gone from a severe nerf standpoint to jumping up here to where you're high DPS and more players are playing it, and then the complaints start to come in. But let's not kind of nerf it a little bit so it falls in line. Let's hit them with a nerf that puts them right back on the bottom again. That never made any sense to me. Like, tweak the numbers slightly, tweak them downward a little bit, change the curve. Don't go in and just completely revamp an ability so nobody plays that spec anymore.
Right.
And I think Reeve even said that one of the, I don't remember which dev it was, but the person who's in charge of a lot of the class mechanics basically said that they don't care. They don't want people to play Affliction Warlock. Do you remember that conversation?
No, I don't. Wow.
There's a clip out there somewhere of him saying, well, if don't play it, we don't want you to.
Wow. Was that during a live stream?
I believe it was during a live stream. And there's
yeah, I actually saw that clip actually. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty brutal. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah. Now, if you take Blizzard's dev team and you compare them to Warframe's dev team, it's like night and day. Like, that's what blows my mind, and that's why I continue to play Warframe. It's mainly the devs. They care about what the players want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that TennoCon video, man.
Yeah.
Something else. That got me all tingly, man, to be part of this community. It really did.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
And that's actually a pretty good stuff. Go ahead. Shout out to Rebecca. That's our boy Space Daddy Def.
Yeah, Space Daddy Def right here.
But that is actually a pretty good segue back into some other stuff that was covered in the dev stream. So being that we're kicking off that negative note of Battle for Azeroth, going back to Warframe and the dev stream and talking about being part of that community and always coming up with something new, putting new things in, challenging themselves as a small company. If you haven't watched the YouTube documentary, do you remember who does the documentary, Def?
I do not.
I will find it. I will link it. I need to make notes of this stuff, so we got to get a link to that too. But that documentary, it's a two-parter. It's about 45 minutes to an hour long total, and it is really good. And it talks about Digital Extremes in their early years, working with Epic Games, who actually are the makers of Fortnite, and they worked together for the longest time creating the Unreal franchise, and that's where DE stems from. And there's so much more to it. And when you watch that, and then you watch the TennoCon video, you can't help but like look at it and be like, I'm part of this, and it's fucking awesome.
Yes, it is. And NoClip is the YouTube channel.
There you go. NoClip. So NoClip Warframe documentary. Google that up and check that out. It is so good, and it's well produced. It's very good, coming from somebody that I don't know. He just kind of played the game a little bit, right? He wasn't like super hardcore into it.
I don't believe so. Yeah.
He just makes documentaries. So this was really nice to see that come from an outward perspective.
Yeah. Also, Skill Up, his YouTube channel, like, wow, he does an amazing job of capturing the backgrounds of Warframe and all that. Like, really puts it into perspective. Yeah. Just how awesome the team works and how there's really not a lot of them. You know, there's like 157 members on the team now, I think.
Yeah, I know they're very small. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So and with they even talked some more. I mean, we touched on quite a few things that were talked about during the dev stream. Talked about 4 new frames that are supposed to drop before the end of the year. We know we'll see at least 2 to 3 of them ship. But I mean, that's aggressive, putting 4 new frames in, a whole new zone that they're wanting to launch, Fortuna and the Railjack and all that. That's super aggressive. But they're also making melee changes, and they're bringing in new events.
Yeah, so by the end of this year, we're going to have 4 new frames, Fortuna, melee changes, and possibly Railjack. Holy shit.
Yeah. No, they have said that Railjack may be delayed, but either way, I'm so fucking excited for that.
I know, dude. I know. That's got me even more pumped than Anthem, you know. Which is something we could talk about later on, you know, maybe in another video, but Anthem looks good, but as we learned in the past, you know, not going to get too hyped for it until we actually play it.
We're looking at you, Destiny 2.
Oh,
consider yourself called out.
Oh, man.
You know, that's how we got into Warframe, right? I mean, that's how we all kind of started playing together, because we were going to play Destiny 2. We went from playing WoW to ESO. We played Final Fantasy 14 online for a little while, back to ESO a little bit, and then Guild Wars 2. Ultimately, we ended up on Warframe, and we've had our breaks here and there, but I mean, it's been pretty steady and pretty awesome.
It was a complete accident that I got into Warframe. I'm not going to lie. I downloaded it because we had a couple of friends of ours that played it, and in my mind I was all like, I'm gonna get good at shooting and just kind of, you know, get the concept down, and then I'm gonna be prepped and ready for Destiny 2. And turns out Warframe is pretty badass.
Yep.
And what was I gonna say? You just said something.
Game hopping, coming back to Warframe.
I don't know. Continue.
I say a lot of things, Def. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good, man.
So the melee changes are looking pretty cool. They're getting rid of channeling. Channeling is going to be heavy attacks. From what I understood from a previous dev stream and some stuff that was talked about at TennoCon, is the melee system is supposed to go from like this slide damage, wall jump damage to just, they're supposed to be bringing like a normalized damage. So they're getting rid of channeling and bringing just a normalized damage. So it's almost implied like you're going to be doing your channeled damage as your normal damage now, and then your heavy attacks are going to be like a channeled attack. And I think you saw some of those in the dev stream as well.
I saw them doing a hammer thing on some kind of special mission. I don't know what that was about, but I got to see like a minute of it and I had to leave my desk.
So the new mission that they were running was one of the elite alerts that are supposed to be coming in the next few weeks. The elite alert is going to be an hourly reset alert that you only have one death that you can have during that entire mission. Now, a teammate can get you up. That's something that can still happen. Your floaty boys can get you up, your sentinels. But if you die, you fail the mission. So That's how those work. But because of that risk, the rewards are higher, substantially more credits. I think Tor had mentioned something around 50,000 credits, and the reward in that particular mission that she was running was 500 endo, which is pretty decent.
That's exciting, though.
Did you get to watch?
A challenge.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what we need right now, right? I mean, the onslaught really helped curb our appetite for endgame, right? But it's kind of lost its luster a little bit already because it's been out, and we did so much grinding in there for focus.
Shit, I'm still grinding in there.
Yeah, we gotta get you that Korra.
Oh, what's Korra?
Damn it! Here we go again, guys.
There is no Korra, man. It's all lies. It's just fake news.
Fake news.
Yep.
So did you watch that demo where she was demoing Revenant, the hammer stances, all that? Did you watch any of that? Like, were you actually able to get any of the details about some of the other stuff that was going on there?
When I was watching it, they were talking about like element effects or something like that, and then that was basically all I could see.
Okay. Yeah, so they're adding the element effects to it. You're going to have targeted slams. They're simplifying the stances a little bit more. You're going to have heavy attacks, which are going to be interwoven and some of the stances into your normal attacks. And what I thought was cool when she was playing the Revenant was I like to use a hammer on my Nova, and I don't ever really get to use it because it's so slow. And once you get the speed ramped up on it, it's pretty good. But to do a slide attack with a Nova and use your maiming strike, like, is God mode right now.
Yeah.
To do that with a hammer, it just sucks. So I never get to use it. But in the normal attack rotation that she was doing on the Revenant, it was like a swing, and then a spin. And I thought that was awesome.
Hell yeah.
So that was cool. One of the things I wanted to point out about that mission, though, is she was encountering these enemies that were unique to that mission. And I want to bring this up because this is going to be super cool and super story-ish. They are bringing back the busted relays. Are you aware that some of the relays are no longer functional?
No.
So if you go through the star chart, there are several relays on different planets that are non-functional that you cannot go to. They have been destroyed, and apparently there's some story that goes with that I'm not even aware of. As you know, there's been events in the past that we didn't get to partake in, and apparently that was one of them, that Vahek destroyed relays. Well, we're going to get to rebuild those relays, and we're going to go out and we're going to collect some resources from special enemy Grineer units. We're going to get more steel in the storyline, and then the new relays are going to be unique. They're not going to look like the other relays. There's going to be other stuff inside of them, but they wanted to talk about it, and Reb said no.
Oh man,
Steve almost let the cat out of the bag.
Man, I love Steve. He gets so excited to share what's coming. You know, and he had to push the team to like really get Railjack ready to even present at TennoCon. Like, I mean, they almost didn't even show it.
Right.
So that was really cool.
I'm super proud of them for doing that, though. I mean, I know that's a lot of pressure, and that the Fortuna in itself was awesome, and they're standing on a hill, and you could tell, like, from his voice, he's a little nervous whether or not it's going to work. That,
yeah,
you know, he figured it was going to crash, and he's like, well, what can we do now? And then, boom, Railjack, and the crowd just, that was awesome.
That was epic, man. That was so epic.
That was awesome.
I wish I was there. Shout out, Rebecca.
Oh man, next time. I would like to next time. I think that would be super awesome for us, especially if we could partake in some of the panels and the press stuff. That would be super cool.
Oh hell yeah.
So that's that. As far as the dev stream is concerned, one last little thing was that the operators are possibly getting new layouts. So everything from the head down, so the head and hair will not have a layout, but there'll be cosmetic layouts that you can do for different armors and stuff like that, much like you can do with your frames. But yeah, that's that. I mean, all the good shit's already been talked about.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of shit though, man. It's a
And
lot of shit coming.
That's one dev stream. That's one dev stream.
Yeah. I mean, this year, I mean, it's bound to like start dropping soon, you know, within the next month.
Right.
You know, each part at a time. We got Warframes,
Yep.
Fortuna. I'm pumped.
Yeah. Speaking of being pumped, what about that YouTube channel?
I think we're at 103 subs. So that is
Not bad.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. That is hella exciting. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, and for those of you watching this on VOD and watching live, super thanks for that. That has allowed us to reserve youtube.com/BattleAxeTheater, where it was youtube.com/lots of random letters and numbers before. So thank you so much for that. And it really helps motivate Def and I, especially since we've got a lot of Warframe content, a couple EverQuest videos that we're planning on dropping, and we're going to be doing this once a week live. It's super motivating to get that feedback in terms of subscriptions to keep us going. And we hope that you'll share the content going forward and let us know in the comments, talk to us, communicate with us. Let us know what you think about our videos, and let us know what you'd like to see in future videos.
That'd be awesome. Awesome.
So do you have anything else that you want to add?
No, like I said, I got those 2 EQ videos coming up, and you have the Warframe videos you're working on.
Right.
And that's it. And then we're going to start this. I think we'll be a little more prepared for this next week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what we got going on.
All right. Yeah. So again, check us out on YouTube, check out our socials, share with your friends. I know we just have that EverQuest content right now, but I think this is going to give us a little bump up for things in terms of viewability and power leveling guides, Def, power leveling guides for Warframe.
Yes.
All right.
And yeah, sorry about the EverQuest content. If you're not a fan, I just got informed last weekend that I was old as dirt, because I grew up playing that game. That's the first time I've ever been called old, and I'm kind of excited about it. So we're gonna get more EverQuest content because of that.
Yeah, because that game is old as dirt.
Ace, it's YouTube. Okay, never mind. There's the link.
You can say it though, Def. It's okay.
YouTube.com/BattleAxeTheater.
There you go. So, yeah, EverQuest, even though it's old content, no problem, Aces. Thanks for sticking with us, man. Thanks for hanging out. We might do it again on this channel next week. I don't know. We'll have to see where things go. We've got some things that we've got to work out and see what kind of YouTube feedback we get. But anyway, EverQuest, good game. It's free to play. You can get it on Steam. If it's something that you want some nostalgia and you want to go back and see what it was like to really grind, go back
in my day.
Back in our day, back when MMOs were the new thing. Thanks for that sub, Aces. Appreciate it. What do you think, Def? You think we should wrap this up?
Yeah, I think so. And thanks again, Aces. That's awesome, man.
All right. Again, thank you, Aces. Thank you for everyone who's watching this on VOD and YouTube. Again, let us know in the comments what you think, what you would like us to talk about, any topics you would like us to discuss. Let us know how much of a hater we are when it comes to Battle for Azeroth, and let us know what we're missing out on. We look forward to that, so we could talk about that and maybe, I don't know, maybe play a little bit in the future. But anyway, I'm Punkshoo with BattleAxeTheater.
I'm Def.
And you guys have a good night.